All right, North Lacrosse, welcome back to the Tactics Board. Coach Mahoney here, coming to you with a few new concepts, although what you'll find is they're not new concepts. They're applications of concepts that you guys have started to really show that you are beginning to understand. These videos will be critical for both long pole defensemen or close defenders and all midfielders to review in depth to understand that you fully comprehend the concepts of the team defensive schemes that we are running at North Lacrosse. Okay, so what we're going to do is build on the ideas of the adjacent slide and the crease slide packages, and we're going to customize them a little bit for our team. We're going to give them names. In the same way the offense gets to have cool code names for their plays, we're going to have names for our defensive sets that we'll know what they mean, and the opposing teams won't know what they mean until they figure them out. They're not going to be very complicated, but sometimes it's just fun to use code names. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start on this video talking about the open defense, or what we would be using as a adjacent slide package. All right, you guys have all shown to be really picking this up both in an even 6v6 set as well as a man down 5v6 set. But in this example, we are even 6v6, and the offense that we are facing has not put an offensive player on the crease. That means we are open. When we identify this, either the coaches or any defensive player or the goalie on the field needs to yell, "Set fortress, fortress, set fortress." Fortress will be the name of the defensive set that we will use against an open offense. Okay? And it's simply the adjacent slide package that you guys have gotten very good at. So we'll go through this quickly. I'm going to leave a little pause with each man on this defense, and I want you, as you watch this video, to give me the name of that player. All right? So we'll start with what should be the most clear-cut answer. This player here, what is his name? Ball. I got Ball. He's going to go play nice, attentive, attacking individual defense. He's going to be on this guy's hands. If he is inside the restraining line, he will be on his hands via slap checks and poke checks, making him uncomfortable and telling him that it's not going to be an easy day for the offense. So he's on Ball. Let's go in a clockwise fashion. So LSM, what's his name going to be? Hot right. Okay, he's hot right. What that means is he is the hot slide, and he's on the right side. Okay, he is responsible for his man here, the top right midfielder, as well as any dodge that beats the on-ball defender to the right. He will be the first slide to go pick him up. Additionally, and this is very important for all members of the defense, the hot right and hot left defenders are responsible for playing their man should the ball come to him, responsible for assisting on the slide should the attackman or midfielder dodge, but he's also responsible for trying to break up the skip passing lanes between the ball carrier and one skip pass away. So when he plays in the hot position, it is very important that either hot right, or as we know, this man will be hot left, be in a position where he is not so far out that he can in no way impact that passing lane. Okay, because as we know, our twos, both left and two right, are going to be playing off their man fairly significantly. They should be spidered in towards the middle along with the three, because by doing so, we discourage dodges to the crease, and we can really muddy up the picture when it comes to feeds and any quick passes into the middle. So we like to bring our backside defenders, those who are on the bottom half away from the ball. It's not always the bottom, but the part of the field that's on the opposite side of the ball, more into the house. We want our twos to crash in, and we want our three to be in there as well. Okay? So it is very important that the hot left or hot right defender position himself in a way that he can do all three of those jobs. If this attackman or midfielder were to dodge to his right and beat this man, he should be the hot slide. Fire, he says. Okay? If this ball carrier decides to pass over here, this defender, hot left, needs to watch his eyes and watch the ball. As soon as this man winds up for a pass and begins to throw the ball this direction, you should be moving towards your man. The ball is in flight, you should be in flight. All right? By doing so, as the ball gets to this man, you're either on his hands as the ball hits his stick, which can make it difficult to catch, or as soon as he catches it, you're playing on-ball defense. And you're harassing his hands just like what's going on over there. Once that ball moves, the on-ball defender becomes, what's his name now? Ball's over here. Who is he? Hot right. He is now responsible for assisting against a dodge, for playing the man should the ball come back to him, and for knocking down skip passes to that first skip player. All right? So we'll move the ball back up top. I got ball. Hot left. Hot right. Two left. Two right. Let's talk about the twos. Two is labeled as such because he is 2 passes away from having to play the ball. His man is 2 passes away from where the ball currently is. You will know if you are a 2 because there's a man between your man and the ball carrier. Okay? If you are a 2, it is important that you be in a position to arrive at your player should the ball pass through. We're looking to discourage skip passes, but let's say, for instance, hot left was playing out of position and a skip pass comes. You must be watching your man as well as the ball, so if he winds up for a skip pass, you should be on your way. Playing nice, solid individual defense at that point. So, our 2s will spider in, keeping an eye on the ball, keeping an eye on their man. The other thing the 2s can be doing is as they turn their head to look at their side of the field, they can keep an eye on the hot man's guy because these are likely to cut, and anyone who picks up a cutter should go ahead and put that out. Cutter right, cutter left. Say that very loudly, let everybody know. Okay, so our 2s are spidered in, and they're in a position to assist. Let's talk about what the 2 does in this instance. If, for instance, this ball carrier dodges to his right, the defense is left, dodges and beats his man, the adjacent hot left man fires. He's now playing the ball. Let's talk about the reload of the defense. Many people like to call it a recovery process, right? The ball defender who got beat must recover. I like to call it a reload process because we are reloading the defense to be ready for the next type of on-ball defense we have to play. So this defender who got beat on that dodge must reload away from the ball. The ball is being carried in this direction, so the one who got beat must reload away, because as he does, and even before he does, the defense should be rotating over to assist, because this is now the on-ball defender, which means you are now hot right, and you are now, you are now hot left, and you are now 2 left, and you are now 3. You are now 2 right, and you are now hot right. That is a rotational flow around the fortress. Think about a fortress with a big moat around the outside of it. That's what we're doing. We're rotating around to reload the defense. So we bring the ball up to the top again, everyone resets. They don't have to go back to the same position. When you get a chance to reset as a defense, let's say there's a few dodges and you manage to push him back out and you guys are all kind of muddled in the middle, that's fine. You can go back to what position you started at. Typically, we want LSM top right, and typically we want our poles all down below, okay? If it's not like that, it's fine. The important thing is that you must know what role you are currently supposed to be playing. In a team defense concept, all players must execute their role. If you try to do somebody else's job, or you don't know what job you are supposed to do, that's then where the team defense concept begins to break down. So it is very important to watch these videos and understand that when you say, I am hot left, that means you are capable of doing the job of the hot left defender, which again, we said is responsible for playing this man, supporting via a slide against a dodge who beats the on-ball defender, and knocking down skip passes to the first skip, okay? Hot left, hot right, 2 left, 2 right. So as we showed, on the rotation of the dodge, the 2 is the second slide. So let's talk about the 2. Ball carrier dodges this direction. Hot left fires. That's the first slide. Hot left is also known as the 1 slide. He fires. He picks him up. The second slide is the 2. He must slide up to cover the previous hot left man, because he is now undefended because his man went on the slide. And we reload the D, and we're all assigned again. When we're even, this is relatively easy to do because we have the same number as defensemen as the attack has. When we are man down, Now the twos are responsible for splitting 2 defenders each. We'll talk about that later, but even this works very easily, okay? So what we have going on now is we've reset. I got ball, hot left, hot right, 2 left, 3. Get the 2s in. The reason I want you in is because what's going to happen is the guys who are off ball are going to run cuts. They're going to try to run a cut, and they're going to try to sneak behind you and look for a feed from up top and a quick dump. The reason the 2 and the 3 defenders must spider in is because your sticks and your bodies clog those feeding lanes. Additionally, if a 2, or a hot defender for that matter, is playing what would be considered individual position defense, it is much easier for that offensive player to dodge quickly behind you. And if you do happen to see him go, you're already at a disadvantage and you're chasing him back in. Okay? If you are playing in where you should be playing as a 2 and he dodges, if your scan is staying man, ball, man, he's going, you see it. Now you can cover that dodge much more successfully, both with your stick and your body, staying goal side of that offensive player until he turns back out or clears through on a rotation, whatever they end up doing. But you have more time to detect his cut and react appropriately than if you were playing out of position and he's right on you. It's very easy to beat you at that point. So the 2s and 3s, you must spider into the house. That is the most critical element of team defense. And it is one of the hardest concepts to learn because it is very, very tempting for any defenseman to try to play their man in a manner that will allow them to either intercept a pass or already be in a position should his man receive the ball. But in doing so, if all of our defenders decided to play face guarding type defense right on their man, you can see here, this entire space, the entire house is wide open for cuts. And all it's going to take is a quick cut, quick feed, and he's going to shoot and score one-on-one to the goalie. So you can see, as illustrated on the board, that if we play the correct position based on where the ball is on the field, we are much less susceptible as a defense to cutters and feeds. At the rec 5-6 level that we are at, the feeds and the cuts are easier to defend if we are in the correct position. And the same applies for college. They're much more dangerous at college and professional levels. But at this level, if we play smart positional defense, we will discourage and potentially pick off, intercept, and break up any types of attempts to score via cuts from anyone who is on the opposite side of the field. All right, so let's just rotate the ball. I'm going to have you call out the names as we do it. All right, we know he's on ball, hot left, hot right, 2 left, correction, 3 and 2 right, 2 left, excuse me. All right, so he passes it down here. What's his name? Ball. What's his name? Hot left. His name? Hot right. Remember, your name is always based on where the ball is. Okay? So if the ball is here and you're to the right side of where that ball is, you are hot right. Or you are 2 right, if you're on the right side of where the ball is. If you're the back side of the play, you're the opposite in a way guy, you're 3, and you're going to spider in as well. And then you are 2 left. Ball bangs down to X. Who's this? Ball. I got ball. He's going to go back and play him. We will play the man at X. You will get back there and you will harass that ball carrier with pokes and slaps, and you will let him know that he's not going to get to just stand back there and be a quarterback looking for dodging coming from up top so he can feed somebody for a quick goal. We will get on his hands and we will play solid, aggressive on-ball defense. I got ball. He is hot right. He's on the right side of the on-ball defender. He is hot left, and he's right here. 2 left, 2 right, 3. You can see that our hot left and our hot right defenders are in the skip pass lanes. If this guy decides that he wants to try to catch this dude on a cut, if he tries that, it's getting knocked down by him or him, okay? That is a tough pass because we are in the skip passing lane. We don't care if he passes over here. I do not care if he passes adjacent, because what's going to happen as soon as he looks over there to his left and throws the ball, you are approaching, targeting the stick side, the head, where he is trying to catch the ball, not with a big jab up to the stick, it's too close to the helmet, get on his hands. If you come in with a hard slap or a hard poke, you're gonna break up that catch, and a good chance now you're working to get on the ball and recover the ground ball. All right, back to our drill. Hot right, hot left. Ball bangs around the other way, passes here. I got ball. Hot right, hot left, two right, three. That skip pass, look, check back, see where he's at, see what he's doing, be in that skip passing lane. I got ball, two right, two left, excuse me, hot right, hot left, two right, three. And now he dodges and he beats his man. It's gonna happen. People get beat, it happens. That's why we have a team defense concept, because the support and backup of the team defense can overcome one guy getting beat. He gets beat. Fire. Hot left fires. He picks up the slide. Reload the defense. As he fires, fire. He also can say, find one, find one. When he says find one, he's telling the guy who got beat to reload. The reload is a rotation. The two slide should already be sliding up because he is the second slide. He now has to cover the previous hot slides man. He becomes the hot. The three becomes the two left. The former two right becomes the three. The former hot right becomes the two right. And the man who was beat, who was the on-ball defender, is now hot right. We have now reloaded the defense. This guy plays solid on-ball defense, and he dumps it off. Let's say that he backs out. Great, that's what we wanted. Now we're all set back up. But let's say he dumps it. He's already rotating that way. He's on ball. And now we all set back up. Hot left, hot right, two right, three. And now we're just back to doing business. All right? That is Fortress in a nutshell. Let's talk about cuts. We do need to think about this. There is a simple rule that we must remember that applies to most of our defenses when it comes to off-ball offensive cuts, okay? Because we know that, for instance, a 2-3-1 motion offense, or even something like this, these offenses can use what's called a 3 or 4 man wheel. And what they may choose to do is with these three men, they may rotate these three guys. Okay, so the guy with the ball starts up here, and he may just carry it this direction. As he carries it, he's looking to rotate in a triangle, and that's a simple 3-man rotation. It's designed to goof up the offense. Okay, it's designed to get us off our man. So we have rules to deal with that. We have this man, he's hot left. I got ball, hot right, two left, two right, three. The rule is the on-ball defenseman and the adjacent defenseman, the hot left and the hot right, they will stay with their men on any type of cuts. Okay, so if the ball is being up here in the top left position, okay, and we're in this position, if this man down here, who is the hot left's man, decides to run a cut, whether he's looking to go for the here or simply trying to work a rotation, his defenseman, you must go with him. Okay, so the hot left defender has to flow with him. If this happens, there's a very good chance that he's going to carry down. You're going to go with him because you're playing on ball, and this man is going to rotate, and you're going to go with him also. He may end up back up top. And now the ball has changed position. Hot left, hot right, three, two left. Okay? So you can see that rule is if you are on ball or either hot left or hot right, the adjacent man, if the ball carrier or the adjacent man runs a motion, the defender must go with him. If, let's set this back up top, ball, hot right, hot left, two left, two left, two right, three. If one of these other men back here runs a cut, okay, you're not going with him. You're going to guard him as he comes through. You're going to see what happens. But our twos and our threes are not going to leave their positions if these guys start running a rotation. You're going to watch them do what they do, but you are already in a position in the house, right? If we think about this kind of being the house, this is where feeds are trying to go for the most part. They're trying to get a player to run a dodge or a cut, excuse me, into the house and get a quick shot, catch and goal. We're already in the house and we're going to stay there. These guys want to rotate through. They can rotate through. We don't care. The ball's way up here. We're going to stay where we are. But either the on-ball defenseman or the adjacents, being the hot left or hot right, if your guy cuts, you go with him. That is the basic rule of Fortress, as well as what we will go over in our next video called Stronghold. Okay, that rule applies for for many of our defensive sets. But Fortress versus an open offense, no offensive player on the crease, we will yell, "Set Fortress! Set Fortress!" And we will run this defense, which is an adjacent slide concept with a reload away from the ball, which pushes everybody else into the ball. All right, North, you guys are getting this. Watch this video until you can teach someone the Fortress defensive set. When you can teach this to your parents and explain to them what it means to slide from an adjacent position and reload the defense, then you know you've got this cold. I need this for both my poles and for every midfielder. Because midfielders, I know many times we want to think about scoring and we got to get up there, and it's important to learn the offensive plays. You must know how to fit into that. But if you are a midfielder, you have a very big job. You need to not only know the offensive plays and know how to score, but you must also know the defensive plays. Because the defense absolutely begins to crumble if a team defensive scheme becomes a breakdown and simply individuals just trying to play on-ball defense. It just does not work. So we defend together, we win together. That's how it goes. All right, go North. We'll see you on the next video.